Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Aquarius is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It's totally free. It doesn't cost anything. Okay. If there's anything you need me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Okay. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Aquarius, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we start with the Fool. It's been a very interesting day today, I'll tell you that. The Fool energy to begin. That's quite nice. Let's put it into some context. I feel like the Fool is really open to possibilities. There's a lot of things that this could mean. So we're going to need some other cards to kind of give this Fool a little bit of direction, right? We see there's a strong emotional component. Oh, we see, got some Tower, got some Hierophant energy, got some Libra energy, and we've got some Princess of Wands energy. Interesting. The Sun card. You're getting all the major arcana here today, Aquarius. Now we've got Six of Wands, Three of Pentacles, oh, and the Two of Cups. All of this that we see is a labor of love. All right, and I think that's going to be very important as we go through this reading. Let's keep in mind that's what it's all about. All right, let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is one random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. And we are just going to stop right there. Put this card here, put little Bob Ross right on top. Happy little Bob. Now, we're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together. It will give us the confirmation that we need. If at any point during the reading you feel like you know what that card is, I want you to put your prediction down in the comments. All right, let's do it together. Let's make it an effort, an exercise, a practice of intuition. All right, let's get started here. Major arcana. We got some fire. We got some water. We don't have any air. We've got the earth. Really what we have is fire and water, right? Even the earth here is in this position of what we kind of don't want. So I feel as if we're making a lot of internal kind of decisions. I think that we are finding a little bit of ease. Let's talk about this Fool. All right. The great show on TV right now called This Fool. And this Fool always reminds me of that show. But I feel as if this is just a little bit more silliness in your life, you know? That you're someone that really is trying. Now, I know this isn't always easy, especially this time of year, especially with, you know, all the struggles that we're all going through. Things are tough all over, you know? But you're trying to take things a little bit easier. You're trying to relax. You're trying to let go of stuff that really isn't your problem. Yeah, trying to play more, trying to be a little bit sillier. You know, you probably can remember a time where you laughed more. You did silly stuff with your friends, with your kids, or you know, you explored the absurd. You know, a little bit more freedom in our attention. Okay, and I think deep down you're someone that still feels that way. There's still this inner child, right? That doesn't want to care about every little thing. Yeah, isn't bothered by every little thing. And this, I think, it's a lot different than what we see. You'll have to excuse my voice. I think I am getting a bit of a chest cold here. We see a lot of rigidity, right? A lot of kind of conformity. even, with these major arcana, with the Justice or Adjustment card, with the Fixed Earth Hierophant energy, with the Tower energy even, is kind of the... this to me feels like the impulse that really wants to break down these rigid structures that we've created for ourselves. And really, this is, I think, a reading about letting yourself be free. We even have the Sun card here, right? Be free. Be comfortable not having all the answers. These two cards together. Be comfortable not knowing what you want. Be okay with not knowing where you're going or what you're doing or why. Not really caring, right? Not exactly, though. We still have some energy that we have to deal with, right? It's not just about letting go of every concern and not caring about anything. That might be just kind of pure fool. And the fool has a tendency to walk off cliffs, to stumble into hardships and traps that really could have been avoided, right? The fool can be inconsiderate. The fool can be really self-defeating, right? Sometimes the fool can stumble into success, can stumble into very lucrative situations, but none of it's intentional, right? In the wandering, you don't know where you're going to end up, okay? So we do need order and structure. We do need meaning and purpose and a plan and all this kind of adult stuff. But we also need a little bit of foolishness, a little bit of this carefree attitude. You know, these two together, like I said, we need to let go of this need to understand everything. You know? And even when we talk about the Queen of Cups here, the emotional depth, very serious work all the time. It's very, it's very somber. This is a very serious thing. We've got to explore our psyche. We've got to understand how we feel. We have to process trauma. We have to heal. We have to release. Very serious work. It doesn't need to be. Maybe the process of letting go can try to be a little bit more easygoing. Maybe we can have a little bit more fun doing it. Right? If it's making us feel worse, if it's making us feel more and more serious, more and more contained and restricted, what is it really doing for us? The letting go of baggage should make us feel lighter, right? It should make you want to dance, or at least feel like now we can. We're not carrying all this stuff with us everywhere. So I think the fool is in the process of letting go, honestly. And it could be that you have chosen a different path in life. Maybe we are going away from this Hierophant energy, which is the rigid structure, the conformity, the institutional path of life, the prescribed course for you. Maybe this is kind of going away from university, formal academic education, and instead getting our education as we live our life. Is that kind of a difference between Hierophant and Fool? Both are wise, right? Both are intelligent. But this one, the Hierophant, is kind of like somebody giving you the instruction, giving you the test. They've given you the answer. You ever notice in university or just in academia generally, you're given the answers and then you're given the test. So if you got a pretty good memory, you can pretty much match them up, I know it's an oversimplification, but I'm illustrating a point here. This is an energy that's giving you the answers and then giving you the test on those answers, right? The Fool is kind of out there, maybe even not looking for answers, not looking for tests, not trying to just memorize the right answers to a quiz or an exam, but trying to gain wisdom through experience, through living life, right? Through allowing spontaneous, interactions, through allowing for. Now, allowing for something is not the same as going after something, but allowing for mistakes, allowing for failures, right? Not looking for them. We want to avoid those. But if it happens, it happens. Let's learn something from it. Let's shake it off and keep going. Yeah. I wonder if there is some kind of emotional something or other that you are holding on to that's preventing you from fully abandoning yourself to whatever your work is, to love, right? Maybe this is, for some of you, it's going to be something to do with education. For some of you, this might be a career thing, but I almost feel as if it's relationships in general, right? That we've been kind of told how we're supposed to live our life, what kind of relationships we're supposed to have, what kind of things we're supposed to aspire to, right? Almost being told what kind of, to me, honestly, this kind of feels like an arranged marriage in a way. Somebody else is telling you what you need to unite yourself with a job, with a partner. It's an arranged marriage of whatever kind, right? Marriage to an idea, to an ideal, to a belief, to a value, to a system, to another person, to a job, a career, a course of study, telling you what you're supposed to love and commit to. Flat out. I think the Fool is learning to let go of that. So I think there is something to do with your history, your upbringing, your training, that we have to let go of if you're ever going to kind of transcend and find the love that is meant for you. Now, this doesn't have to be romance. Again, this is a life reading. This could be career, could be education, could be spirituality, could be romance. It's all of this and more, right? I think there's something that you need to let go of in order to reach your full, not even full potential. I was about to say that, but that would be wrong. Not full potential, but your full experience of life. Yeah. Your full conscious being present here in this body, in this time and place. Yeah. Rather than being told what to commit to, I think you're breaking with tradition. With this tower energy underneath everything. Now, first of all, I got to say, I'm getting a peppermint smell for some reason. So I don't know. I think peppermint has some sort of a emotional connection for some of you. I'm getting a strong sense of that. And I don't know if that's kind of a synchronicity for any of you, but I'm getting a peppermint kind of aroma here, and I'm not burning any incense or essential oils or anything. Anyway, the tower. This, I think, is you breaking from this kind of a tradition, breaking from whatever this this fixed instruction was, right? This is a system that you're involved with, that you were probably immersed in, whether this is school, university, the life, the family, the society, whatever it was. And there was a time probably that you were conforming to this, or at least trying to. But maybe you felt like a square peg in a round hole. Okay, but you were trying. I don't think you're going to do that anymore. I think something's got to give. Here's that tower card. Either you're breaking that mold, you're breaking that structure, or you're breaking free of it. Either it's going to change to allow you to be you, or you're going to go do something else. This is, I think, radical self-acceptance here. And kind of not forcing yourself into that system, not saying, look, you have to conform to me now. But if there's no room for me here, why would I stay? If there's no place for me in this picture, why would the Fool stay there? You'd be a fool, right? You'd be a fool to stay there. So something's got to give. We've got tower energy down below. And tower, to me, is this kind of radical self-acceptance. We've stopped trying to build ourselves up in the way that, we thought we needed to fit in or whatever. And we're allowing ourselves to be ourselves in this kind of raw and radical way The bricks of the tower have crumbled, and what's left is this all-seeing eye and this mouth that really is going to speak the truth. Right? We have built walls around us, which is meant to protect us from, anything that's going to cause fear or anxiety. And it's kind of, it's the way that we've built ourselves up the way we felt like we needed to in order to fit in, like I said. But now we realize that it's okay for us to be uncertain. It's okay for us to doubt. It's okay for us to have anxiety and fear and uncertainty. Fear itself is not dangerous. Anxiety itself is not dangerous. It's something that's uncomfortable. We don't like it, but maybe right now that's kind of what we need. I see this as it's kind of it's like this is a raw nerve. Right? And it's raw for a reason, and it's okay for it to feel that way. This one, the adjustment or justice card. This is something else, right? This is, let's say, our idea of balance, equality, fairness. Life is not fair. It never has been. I don't think it ever will be. We have to understand that it's nobody's fault. Right? We don't want to, again, expect, whether this is our family, our friends, our society, we don't want to expect this structure to change on our behalf. Yes, it should be more flexible to allow for more unique forms of expression to exist within it, but this is really nobody's fault. There's no idea of, hey, it's not fair, therefore you must change. Someone's got to take the blame. Someone's got to be punished. It doesn't work that way. Right? All we can do is accept that this is a product of what came before it, and what came before it, and what came before it. And you would also be a product of this unless something else is brought into the system, unless there is some variation, some change. Right? And I think that really is kind of that's the key here. Because things continue in this fixed way, the next generation is going to be the same, and then the same, and then the same. And then it's just repeating code, right? Like that one show that's on now, the Murder at the End of the World. You're watching that. That's a great show. And they said something in the latest episode about people just being like, just code that just keeps repeating itself. And that's like the Hierophant, right? It just wants the next generation to be exactly the same. Exactly the same. It's just code that keeps repeating. Well, maybe in your life you felt like there was something wrong with you, that you were a bug in the code, right? But no, you're that variation that is absolutely essential in order to eventually, slowly over time, change that code, evolve that system. We're not trying to smash anything, but we are trying to be radically self-accepting and own it. Be the bug in the code, right? Be the thing that makes other people uncomfortable if that's how it is. But there is this essential part of it that we're going to talk about when we get to the sun here. But first, we talk about the Princess of Wands and the way forward. And this really is being yourself, right? This is being free to create, free to express yourself, trying to get away from the limitations. See, the Hierophant doesn't like the Princess of Wands. There's freedom here. There's creativity. There's unpredictability. This is a wildfire. No, we want control. We want conformity. And you're moving in the opposite direction. But we return to the Libra energy. Balance is required. You don't want to swing so far in the other direction that you're being reckless, that you're harming yourself, that you're harming others, that you're doing things that you know are too extreme the other direction, right? But that's a natural reaction. When you're so far in this extreme, it's only natural then to go to the very, very extreme other, right? But that would be destructive. Tower. We need balance. We have adjustment. Okay. Now we're going to move to the path of the serpent, and as I do this, I'd like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Hey, it's totally free. It does not cost you anything. And it helps out the channel, and I hope you'll leave some comments for me. I really love reading about where all of you are from. We have an audience that spans the entire globe, places I've never even heard of before. It's fascinating to me. I love it. I love all of you, and I appreciate you. Okay, the Sun card, what I was talking about, where we said, hey, be the bug in the code. If it makes people uncomfortable, well, then that's not really your problem. They are not your problem to fix. At the same time, you have to be true to yourself. There's this idea that we're somehow we're being progressive or making positive changes in our lives or in the world if we can just, let's see how much we can upset other people, right? Let's see how extreme we can be and how uncomfortable we can make everyone around us. You know, it's the kids who go to the holiday parties, acting in such a way or dressed in such a way as to just totally offend the grandparents. You know, let's see how uncomfortable we can make grandma today. You know, and I remember those days too, you know, long hair, shaved hair, and earrings, and just, you know, wild clothes and stuff. And that's fine. I think that's something that a Princess of Wands would do, to as a statement even, let's make everybody uncomfortable, you know. And that's fine. I got nothing wrong. I got no problems with that. The Sun card is here to say, do what is natural to you. Don't force yourself to be, because if you go in the other direction, then you might as well be the Hierophant anyway. Right? Either way, there's this conformity. There's this trying to squeeze yourself into a certain mold that you think is the right thing. Whether that is, you know, the Hierophant, the traditional, the kind of our grandparents' generation, you know, shirt and tie and a nice haircut. I've got long hair, so I'm not exactly in that mold. But then the other extreme too. Right, long hair, piercings, shaved head, tattoos, you know, that whole kind of thing that, you know, I remember going to my grandma's house and she'd be, Paul, I wish you'd get a haircut. You look so much nicer with short hair. Either way, right, we're forcing ourselves to be in a preconceived design, okay? We've got to do what comes naturally to us. That's the difficult part of life, because we've got to know who we are. Right? And I think once we stop caring about what other people think or how other people feel toward us, if you don't vibe with me, then that's fine. I'm going to do my best, right, to not let that bother me. I'm not going to allow that energy into my aura to change what I do or what mold I try to fit myself into. Okay, but this is a very touchy subject, a very, very fine line here. We have the Six of Wands next, and it's important because, you know, we do have to take other people's feelings into account, right? And this is where we really get to the duality of the Two of Cups and the adjustment energy. We have to take other people's feelings into account, and we do have to kind of mold our behavior in a way to kind of minimize the collateral damage, right? We have to remember that we're part of the whole system. We have to be kind of ecological in our existing, right? So at the same time, we want to be ourselves and do what comes naturally. And I don't care what anybody else thinks. At the same time, we have to kind of care a little bit what other people think and feel. Otherwise, we're just out there being a fool. Now, there's a paradox here. This is a contradiction. Radical self-acceptance, being who you are in every moment without caring what anybody else thinks, and at the same time, caring what people think, because in some ways, that's going to make it easier for you anyway, right? You're creating more trouble than you need to create for yourself. But that's the paradox, the fool or the sage. Right? And that's why we have this kind of duality here in the reading with the Adjustment card and the Two of Cups. And the Six of Wands shows that we are part of the whole, that if we achieve some sort of individuality for ourselves, that we're helping raise the collective consciousness, for one thing, you know. But also we have to remember that we are part of the whole, you know, that we don't live in a vacuum. We are part of the world around us, part of the environment around us, and we've got to try to get along at least a little bit, and that's a very fine line, right? And that's the balance that we were talking about on the path of the dove. We don't want to conform to the kind of cookie cutter life or lifestyle, but we don't want to be so radically the other way that we end up creating a lot of unnecessary trouble for ourselves and problems for ourselves, right? Where is that line? I don't know. I wish I could tell you. I think it's different for all of us, you know. Depends on what kind of star you are. What are the elements that you're made up of? Right? What is your orbit? What are you trying to do in your life? What is important to you? What is meaningful to you? Where do you want to go? What do you want to do? So the Fool needs a little bit of focus, right? And then depending on who you are and what you're made of and where you want to go, that's going to determine where that balanced line is. Yeah. Okay, now the Three of Pentacles here. Three of Pentacles is interesting because it's the understanding, the process of creation on the physical plane. You understand how to be successful. You know that by conforming to the group, to the society, to the company, to your family or whatever, is going to give you the kind of best chances of this kind of material success. You understand how to just, you know, you can put on a nice shirt and a tie and you can go and be a CEO somewhere if you wanted to, or whatever. But you don't want that. There's the Three of Pentacles in the position of what you don't want. You want love, you want experience, you want union. You want a spiritual existence, right? You want a life that transcends. You want a life where you can express yourself, that you can discover your gifts and share them, that you can express yourself in the ways that you wish, that you are, you know? At the same time, we kind of need, well, we need both sides. We need to have some sort of a way to combine this energy and blend it together. We got to do just enough of this so that we can afford to do this, right? And be the Fool. And, you know, so it really, there's really a difficult, we're all in a difficult position in life, I think, you know. And it doesn't matter how old you are. Maybe you're really young. Maybe you're just starting to go into school, college, university. Maybe you're in the middle of your career life, right? I mean, this could be a midlife crisis for some of us. Maybe this is, maybe you're retired, right? Maybe you've spent your life doing this, and now you're saying, I've been there, I've done that. It's time to take the tie off and shave my head, you know, or whatever, grow your hair long, either way. And it's kind of a symbolic act, too, in a way. I'm not saying to go shave your head or anything. That's not the point here, you know. But the point is trying to find the balance here. And again, maybe your whole life has been this hierophant kind of structured, ordered, you know, relatively conformed life. Traditional, maybe, is the right word. And maybe now you're thinking, I'm done with that. I've spent all my life doing that. I want to just kind of be who I am. I want to wear the clothes I want to wear. You know, I want to enjoy the things I want to enjoy. I want to pursue those things that I truly love. But there is a way for the rest of us, you know, to do both. You know, to do both. And that's what I think we all want, really, is to be successful, to fit in with the world enough that we can get along and get by and have, you know, minimal problems. But we want to pursue those things that our soul really desires. Our true loves and passions in an expressive way. You know, without having to say, okay, I go to work over here, and then it's, you know, it's the mullet lifestyle, right? Business up front, party in the back. Well, let's find a way to do it all at once. And I kind of feel like that's the way the world's going, you know. I think that slowly some of these rules and restrictions are loosening, and we're given more room for expression in these, like, more traditional areas of life, school and profession and the corporate world or family, It's a slow process, and I think it's because of people like you that this is even possible, that this can kind of evolve and grow in this way. Yeah. I think that's what Aquarius does, Let's look at the mystery card. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot about the mystery card. We can't break with our own traditions, right? And I think that's part of it, creating your own traditions, All right, maybe some earth energy. Maybe we'll see a 6 of Pentacles, maybe something to kind of, to show that we are able to blend these energies together and have one kind of unified but satisfying whole life. Maybe the World card. If you have a prediction, put it down in the comments. Okay. Oh, King of Pentacles. This is meant for those of you who have spent a lot of time with that Hierophant influence. Because now we've been sitting in this rigid throne for so long that the natural world has started to kind of grow over the vines, the ivy, the plants have started to kind of grow over your chair and over your body. And we're just here sitting fixed in this chair, unaware of how life is kind of changing and growing around us. This is a card that says we're stuck in the past. Times are changing. We're stuck in this very uncomfortable throne, but life is growing and changing around us. Okay? This is an interesting confirmation card. Now we're going to do an extended reading too, and I hope you'll stick around for that. Click on the link in the corner here or down below in the video description. I'm here every day from 6 to 8 a.m. Chicago time. Come back. See me again tomorrow. Okay? If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Totally free. Doesn't cost you anything. All right. And leave a comment for me. I really do enjoy hearing from you all. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.